Shiver me timbers. Nasty skelly. Bring him from the yard. Walk the plank.
Give me a motherfucking beat.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, the one and only network for all of your sports needs. Like, when I say all of your sports needs, I legitimately mean all of your sports needs. Tonight, of course, we do have Rumboyz After Dark, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you guys tune in 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is, of course, you know where I'm at. You guys figure out your time zone, so you know pretty much you'd go 9, 8, 7, 6. There you go. But today, really quick, what I wanted to go ahead and do for you guys, and I wanted to make sure got done. We do a lot of content here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, everything from player interviews to debates with analysts to hosting our own debate show, guest features, breaking news. We do a lot of different things. Miami Kane Production says you didn't make the championship. Oh my goodness, damn, man. That sucks. That does stink. Hey, but it's all good. You're here to enjoy the show. You love fantasy football, so you're still here. You know, we can at least try and get you to keep your money in that third place spot at the very least. So, I mean, if you have questions, hit me up. I am good, Ron. I am good. Make sure you guys hop on over to Sportscaster as well. I see you. Good old Pete Diesel hopping in over here on Sportscaster. 1 second. Sorry, somebody is literally right now sending me a fantasy question. 1 second. Okay. What is good, Pigskin Pete? What is good? So first thing that I wanted to get into here is first thing that I want to talk about is fantasy football strategies for your championship round. And the first strategy that I want to talk about is, of course, playing fantasy defense. Now, when I say playing fantasy defense, I don't mean what I don't mean by what defense do you go out there and start in your lineup. I'm talking about making decisions that, excuse how I put this, but fuck over your opponent. All right. If there are pieces available on the waiver wire and you see that your opponent's roster has holes that can be fixed on the waiver wire. You said I don't do bets for fantasy on 13. No worries. But if you have, if there's Ryan Tannehill available on the waiver wire, who we talked about multiple times, that is QB2 in the last 9 weeks of football, 8 to 9 weeks of football, since he's taken over the starting position. He's only 40% rostered at this point. If if good man, then get that third place spot. If that's available, and you have somebody on your roster that you're absolutely not going to start. Let's say that you were a Marlon Mack owner and you went and then you picked up, Nyheim Hines or Wilkins or whatever the case may be. And of course, you're not going to be starting any of those guys in your fantasy lineup. And of course, your opponent is probably not going to be is probably not going to be inclined to pick up one of those guys. Miami Cane's production. I have a football tournament tomorrow, so I'm actually going to be on the field tomorrow. I'll be streaming the night game for NFL tomorrow. And then tonight we have our debate show. We're doing Rumboyz After Dark, so we're going to have a full panel on the screen. It's going to be pretty dope. But you want to play fantasy defense. If Raheem Mostert is out there, and you have Tevin Coleman, feel free to drop Coleman for Mostert. Coleman's not getting the touches. He's not seeing the touches. Kyle Shanahan has already came out that they're not going to be came out and stated that they're not going to be utilizing Tevin Coleman like that. Trying to think, if you have hung on to a banged up receiver for whatever reason that is not coming back, and Matt Boone is available from the Minnesota Vikings, go and get him. Rashad Perriman's available on the wire. You may not be starting him, or A.J. Brown might be available on the wire. Anthony Miller. These names I'm mentioning, all these guys I'm mentioning are literal pieces that are going to win people fantasy championships. It is better that you just hog as many of the pieces as you can without imposing a positive impact on your opponent. So you want to be dropping pieces that you may have one or two players. You may be able to do this one or two times. Of course, you're not dropping your entire bench, because you're going to have some good guys there. But if you got guys that aren't going to be playing, if you got Gerald Everett, and Gerald Everett we don't know if he's going to suit up yet, but if Everett does not suit up, hell, drop him and pick up Higbee so the other person can't use Higbee. Miami Cane's Productions, Aaron followed you. Give him a follow back, man. Everybody's trying to build up their channels. Quavo, what is good? Yes, championship week. So that's one strategy that I employ you guys to utilize. A lot of fantasy analysts aren't big on this strategy. They're like, oh, well, why would you do that? If you already made it to the fantasy championship, fuck that. We're here. We're trying to get our money, and we're trying to make sure that we handle business. Fantasy championship advice, peeps. Tyler Higbee or Jared Cook. So you're gonna roll with Cook if Gerald Everett is playing. All right, Dro? Now, Higbee's pretty much at this point in the season, he's the only one that we can roll with right now from the Rams. There's a chance that Everett is playing. We don't know yet for sure. So what we're going to go ahead on record and state for purposes of tonight is that we're going to roll with Jared Cook. And honestly, analysis is on our side. There's every reason in the book to start Jared Cook, right? Drop T.Y. Hilton for Anthony Miller. Dude, T.Y. has been trash. I highly doubt that your opponent is going to go and get Anthony Miller. Is going to go get T.Y. I am not hating on that move. Anthony Miller has been far more consistent than T.Y. Hilton in these following weeks. It's championship weekend. It's time to risk it for the biscuit, baby. What's good, crazy mofo? That's right, championship weekend. We're getting this all set up. Black, orange, and blonde. Thank you for joining here on Sportscaster, becoming a new follower. I am going to follow you back by hitting that green button next to your name. If you could, hit the green button on our profile and follow us. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. let's see here. Let's see here. Um, reliable stacks. Reliable stacks that you can roll with heading in to heading in to championship week. Look, really quick before I go into the stacks, should I go with Hooper and Cook or roll with Perryman for my flex? See, crazy mofo, you have a dangerous option there because you can roll with that 2 tight end spread right there, and you can roll out both those guys, Hooper and Cook, which we know that I'm a fan of that. God, Perryman, he's gonna get the touches. The ball has to go somewhere. There's no Godwin. There's no there's no Evans. We saw last week that he was still getting volume. So I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Perryman. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Perryman. But I'm gonna also state, mofo, you're good either way that you play that. In my eyes, I feel. In my eyes, I feel that you're good either way that you play that one. But I like the upside of Perryman just because he's the only one that's there. Houston has no secondary. And they are going to be facing, let me just double check on that. I believe that they are facing Houston, that is, of course. Yes, they are. They are. That's right. I just covered that game yesterday with Raj on the show. So I'm starting Moore and Julio. Dude, yeah, let's go. Let's go Perryman. Let's go Perryman there. I just like the upside, dude. The ceiling is just so high. My opponent has Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Michael Thomas. I don't know what to do. Don't even worry about what your opponent has. Don't even worry about what your opponent has, Quavo. Let's just go with what you got. You asked about that Anthony Miller question. I'm saying let's roll Miller out there. You know, for the sake of your lineup, you know, because we can't control who they have at this point. At this point, we can't control who they have. We had all season long to try and make trades and, you know, project who was going to be there and see how we could have, you know, in a way screwed them over in a trade to maybe make it a little bit easier, our path to the championship a little bit easier. So we just got kind of, you know, look at what we got. If you type your lineup, bro, I'll look at it, I'll grade it, I'll help you. Notice, guys, I'm like super serious right now. Because I am going to be on the football field tomorrow for the Toys for Tots Flag Football Bowl. I'll be playing in that. So I'm not going to be on to give you guys this advice before the games start. You know, so I'm trying to get you guys this advice right now. We're trying to lock in championship spots right now, tonight, here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. I'm trying to make sure I get you guys taken care of. But yeah, you know, you're gonna notice your lineups are gonna look significantly different, significantly different from what you guys started at. Make sure you guys have a screenshot of what your lineup was when you started the season and what it is now. Yep, Quavo, you can send me your lineup through Twitter, bro. You absolutely positively can send me your lineup through Twitter. That's what it's there for, buddy. Just give me 1 second. I am just going through fantasy questions right now. People hit me up. Awesome. So here was a fantasy question. Yo, do you accept messages on Twitter? I can send my championship lineup. Would love some advice. Yes, Adrian, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is spelled right there on the ticker. It's scrolling. It's also in the description section. At Rumboyz, spelled the ZNET. I'll type it in the chat for you as well. My inbox is unlocked, so you guys should be able to message me. No worries, man. I'm actually live right now, so if you have more questions, feel free to hop in the chat. Alrighty, so we are going to first take a look at Quavo's lineup. Adrian's getting his sent to me. Okay, Quavo, so you already know that I'm in love with what you got going on there at quarterback. All right, Quavo's rolling out Deshaun Watson. I like it. Zeke, Matt Boone, I'm loving it. Julio, um, Terry McLaurin against the Giants. I love that play. I stated on Twitter today that people are sleeping on guys like McLaurin, and on guys like AJ Brown, and it's time for us to stop that. Those are definitely starts. Carbro Loading, thank you for joining here on Sportscaster. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, so Ertz at tight end. Yep, we're going to roll Ertz at tight end, especially against Dallas divisional matchup. He's definitely going to be given the ball. He's the most reliable receiver in that lineup here currently. So, yeah, we're rolling with that one there. Now DeAndre Washington against the Chargers. So the Chargers, 22nd against the run. Let's see what your other options are here. So really quick, guys, Quavo did exactly what I stated for you to do. In terms of playing fantasy defense, he literally has every single piece that his opponent could run out there and try and grab. Yeah, Quavo, let's drop T.Y. Hilton. And let's go get Anthony Miller. Let's do that though right before kickoff tomorrow morning. So let's do that right at the last second so that homeboy can't that you're up against can't run and grab either or. So where they're both locked. Okay, so let's play it like that. All right. You know, I don't know if I want DeAndre Washington there at that flex. I love the Steelers defense. Harrison Buckner as your kicker, you're good there. I don't know if I want to put Brashad Perryman right there or AJ Brown right there, or even Mostert. I mean, you have so many options at this point with your lineup, Quavo. There's no such thing as a bad start. There's no such thing as a bad start in your flex. So I'm with it there. Alrighty. And I just got Adrian's lineup here. Reese, Lockett, Landry, McCaffrey, Jones, Cook, McLaurin. I like it. So both you guys rolling with McLaurin in your lineups. Very smart, fellas. Very, very, very smart. I like that. That's good. That's good fantasy play right there. So for Adrian, I want to see what defenses we have available in your league. I want to find you. Hey, no worries, bro. No worries. We gotta get you. We gotta get you guys those W's. So I absolutely love your starting lineup, Adrian. The only thing that worries me is that you got the Chargers defense going out there. Are the Bills defense available? Are the Steelers defense available? You know, any of those defenses available? Because if we got any of those options, then that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I see that we need to fix with the line up there for you. But other than that, man, yours is solid. Yours is solid as hell. Alrighty. Let's go into some game breakdowns, guys. Let's go into some game breakdowns. Let's talk about Texans versus Buccaneers. Okay. Obviously, Jameis Winston, both quarterbacks in this game are 100% startable. All right, guys. So let's make sure that we're when we're setting our lineups tonight, because you got to get this stuff set tonight or tomorrow morning. So tonight, tomorrow morning, even if you go back, you rewatch this episode. If one of those are in your lineup, you got to be walking out in the playoffs with complete and total confidence. All right. I don't care about anyone on the Texas side of the ball at running back. DeAndre Hopkins, Fuller, those are the only guys that I'd rather that I prefer to be seeing in people's lineups at wide receiver and flex spots. And then of course we talked about Rashad Perryman multiple times here on this show. There's no need to beat that one into the pavement. Rashad Perryman is definitely a start. Depending on what your lineup is, borderline must start, to be honest. Borderline must start. Okay, as of right now, I am not seeing anything that is stating that Godwin is on an injury report. I am not seeing, but to my knowledge, he's injured and he's supposed to be missing the rest of the season. Yup, check it out. Let me know who's available, Adrian, so I can help you out, man. If we got something available for you, bro, I wanna roll with that there. So, taking a look at the Bills versus Patriots, we want to kind of talk that one up. The Bills defense is a must for you. More likely, you probably maybe already have this defense in your lineup, being that it is championships. Julian Edelman is marked questionable on the Patriots side of the ball, so proceed with caution there. But if he is playing, you are starting him. You're rolling him out. Of course, unless you got a better option. A lot of these are going to be contingent on if you have a better option. I'm not a fan of rolling out Sony Michel or James White or any of those guys. Hopefully you have other backs, but I am a fan of rolling out Devin Singletary. Last week just seemed kind of like a James White week for the New England backfield. There's just too much murkiness, too much decision making there. I would go out on a limb and say for receivers for New England that N'Keal Harry is absolutely a start for you. You can roll with N'Keal Harry and start him with confidence, and he'll probably get you a touchdown and some good yardage. Let me see if what up, my wife hates me gaming. I appreciate that like, man. This just kind of, me. I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of everybody out there in fantasy land really quick. Oh, yes. Oh, Adrian. Bro, you gotta go get the Bears defense right now. You gotta get the Bears defense. Got some good options there, brother. And I think that the Bears are your best one. I mean, I get they're going up against Mahomes and Kansas City, but I mean they're still going to get you some good points. Hell, Philip Rivers hasn't been hot lately. Honestly, Philip Rivers. Oh, Tennessee. No, not Tennessee. Not Tennessee, actually. Fuck that. Not against the Saints. Indianapolis against Carolina. Will Greer's going to be playing. Indianapolis would be a very good defense. Indianapolis would be a very good defense for you to run out there and get. Yeah, actually, the best one for you that's available is probably going to be Indianapolis. The most trustworthy one. Because the Bears will probably end at like 6 points. Like, they'll probably get like a pick and that's it. They'll probably end at like 4 or 6 points. So, yeah, no. Go with the Colts, bro. Let's go Colts. Colts defense. I almost got excited when I saw that the Bears were available out with the kids. So gotta go. Just here to show love. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Let's get back into these game breakdowns. Let's get back into these game breakdowns. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad I was able to help you find that defense. I think you'll be satisfied with that one. Oh man. Folks hitting me up with the fantasy football starts and sits. Give me 1 second. Someone's asking, how about here? Sit Cup, Boone or DeAndre Washington over Anthony Miller and flex. If Boone starts, I might flex him and then decide Miller versus Cup. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'm going to go with Boone and Miller. Sit Cup. Give me just 1 second. Because Cup has been off. He has been off lately. And I have a feeling that they are going to try and force feed him. And I think that's actually going to work out pretty bad for him. Sorry, guys, getting hit up with a lot of them. Here's to the Bills and hopes and dreams this season for the future. Hell yeah, Bills Mafia Rob. I feel iffy with starting Chargers. I'll drop them for Indy. Yep, hell yeah. Hell yep. Drop them for Indy. Get Indy. Get Indianapolis, bro. Get Indianapolis. Yep, don't even worry about the Bears defense. Indianapolis is the best bet. Yep, we're going to get that W. Rad is still going on, bro. I'm just knocking this out. I'm trying to make sure that everybody, has start and sit advice. I'm making sure I'm tailoring my attention purposely towards fantasy football for this purposes because I am going to be on the football field tomorrow, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm not going to be able to go live in the morning to get this done. And if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyone that is new. Next game I kind of want to go into and break down is going to be Rams versus 49ers. Look, guys, Cooper Kupp, eight touchdowns on the season. I mean, he's still a 1,000-yard receiver. And I get that, and I get they've been pounding Gurley into the ground. I'm not high on the Rams here. Depending on what 49ers team could come out, I'm even skeptical about running the defense out there. I get that the Rams looked fairly decent last week. I don't think that's going to happen again this week. I feel like this team is just too up and down. And that really does worry me. Mostert's startable. George Kittle is startable. Neither one of these quarterbacks, hail to the no. Hail to the no. We're not going out there with Goff. We're not going out there with Garoppolo. So with that being said, that's what I'm looking at with those guys. Deebo Samuel is absolutely a flex play in deeper leagues. I love Deebo Samuel, and I say that you should absolutely positively roll with him. Chad Stash, appreciate that like, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For this being a pretty quick stream, that we're doing here, I like that we're getting a lot of the different. We're getting pretty good likes here. Getting some pretty good likes, indulging some good conversation. Uh, with the heading into Sunday, Giants, Redskins. Uh, Dwayne Haskins has turned it around. By the way, shout out to him. Saquon Barkley is startable. AP's been switched back to healthy today. He's startable for sure, for sure. I like AP as a flex play. You guys know that I'm a huge on being running back heavy. So I like Adrian Peterson as a flex play if you don't have anything better than AP to put there. Terry McLaurin is startable. Darius Slayton is startable. Daniel Jones is going to be out there. So also, I mean, with Darius Slayton, I mean, be on the lookout for him to maybe not get as much because Daniel Jones is a quarterback that puts the ball on the ground, and that takes away opportunities from the skill position players that are lined up out there. So I mean, there's also that. There's also that. But McLaurin, absolutely, positively, we know that Slayton, they give him the rock. Crazy Mofo, much success to you, man, because we need you to take it home for the Rumboyz, bro. We need you to take it home, man. Chiefs, Bears. Look, if you got Mahomes, sure, start him. But do remember that this defense is pretty good in the Bears. They're still pretty good despite what happened earlier in the season. This team is actually kind of rolling. They're starting to catch fire. No Taylor Gabriel, he's out, of course, which makes Anthony Miller that much more of a start. By the way, the fact that nobody knows this, and nobody can figure this out. How the hell, as poor as Mitchell Trubisky has played, has he supported two top fantasy wide receivers? I believe they're both top 20 fantasy wide receivers in Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller this year. I have no fucking idea possible how that is even possible, but it is. So Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller are startable. Rolling out David Montgomery. KC has absolutely no corner whatsoever. So yeah, you can roll out there with those Chicago receivers, and you can start them. You can start them with confidence. You can start them with confidence. 1 second, guys. Hey, baby, I'm live. I'll call you right back. Alrighty, so getting into Jaguars, Falcons. Julio Jones is startable. Austin Hooper is startable. I don't like the guy, but if you have him, sure. Devontae Freeman is startable. Not high on him. Haven't been high on him. But this is the championship. Sure. Why not? I would almost probably dare to play Boone over Freeman. Their offensive line is garbage coming from a Bears fan, but I do expect them to compete with or to compete with KC. I think they are going to compete with KC, bro. I think they are going to compete with I keep on wanting to say OKC. My gosh, messing up over here. No, I absolutely think they're going to compete with Kansas City, and I think that could be a trap game for Kansas City. That could be a trap game. The Bears have been playing good towards the tail end of the season. These last 2 to 3 games, Mitchell Trubisky has looked a lot different. If only he played this way all year. Like I said, if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. You hitting that subscribe button means everything in the world. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with there for the Falcons. In terms of the Jaguars, am I starting DJ Shark? It's coming off of injury. I'm hoping for better options. I'm hoping for your sake there's better options. If you absolutely positively, like, you have nothing else, which you should have something else because I have lineups that had DJ Shark and I was able to find other things. Hopefully you have something else. If not, cool. Then yeah, roll with them. No, Matt Ryan's not going to be startable in this. You're probably not in the championship if you kept Matt Ryan as your quarterback all year long. Same thing with Garner Minshew. So yeah, that just kind of, I guess, Leonard Fournette. I'm not big on Fournette. You're probably not in the championship if you got Fournette as your back. If you do, cool, play him. You gotta play him, because he's gonna be out there starting. Hey, Ron, I appreciate that. What do you mean, Koo? Come on. Oh yeah, because I was stumbling over words. My bad, man. We got a OKC segment for tonight's Rumboyz After Dark show, so that's how that happened. Ravens Browns it sucks if you're having to go up against the person that has Lamar Jackson. That's scary within itself. I am in a league where I have to go up against a person that has Lamar Jackson. Just pray that they pull him by the fourth quarter, and they put in RG3. But you got Lamar. You're starting Ingram. You're starting Mark Andrews for sure. You can hold off on the Ravens wide receiver core. The only thing that's startable is the quarterback, the running back, and the tight end. Jarvis Landry, he should be all fired up, good to go. He was talking smack to reporters and stuff about the state of the Browns, so he should be fired up, good to go. If Baker Mayfield is on your roster, you're probably not in the championship, so no need to worry about that. Nick Chubb is a go. Hopefully you got more reliable options than OBJ at this point, because OBJ is he's about worthless to me. I don't want a guy that's only going to put up 8 points, 7 fantasy points, 8 fantasy points. I need guys that are putting up 12, 13, 14, 20 some odd fantasy points, especially for the championship. But if you got him, start him. Landry, I say, is a start. I say Landry's more so of a start than Odell. Saints versus the Titans. You can start Ryan Tannehill. You can start Drew Brees. Either or, you are in good hands. If you are in a dilemma where you have both, I'm going to say Brees over Tannehill. If you are in a position where if you have Brees and you have, Michael Thomas, right on. If you have Tannehill and you have A.J. Brown, hell yes. 100% roll with those fantasy stacks. I love it. I absolutely 100% love it. Derrick Henry is a start. Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is tricky because Latavius Murray's been stealing carries from him. Very few people that have Kamara are in the championship. I'm one of those very few. Bavi, what is good? I have not seen you in forever, man. Bavi, you should join our Discord if you haven't already, by the way. I haven't even dropped our Discord link. Should I flex AJ Brown, Mike Boone, or Marlon Mack? Dude, I rolled with AJ Brown last week and I was happy. All those are very good picks, so it's not like you have a problem there. I'm gonna go with AJ Brown. Or actually, yeah, let's go with AJ Brown, bro. Let's go with AJ Brown. But you can also start Mike Boone as well. The Packers aren't good against the run. The Packers are not good against the run. So you got that going for you. Wow, J-Love. But he's probably on your bench, so he's not in your starting role. What up, Jeremy? What is good? So, back into breaking down the fantasy probabilities in Saints Titans. We were talking about Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray. You got to worry there. Latavius Murray has kind of been robbing some of the touches. I'm gonna say still roll with Kamara if he's in your lineup. Still roll with them. Just hope that the rest of your pieces on the lineup can make up for what he could possibly potentially lack. He hasn't been one of the best fantasy plays, but he's one of the harder guys that you gotta decide. Do I bench him? Do I not? Panthers Colts. Should you start Kenyon Drake? Absolutely start Kenyon Drake. Start Kenyon Drake. It took a while for me to be able to say it, but yeah. Yeah, Dalvin Cook going down definitely hurt a lot of people, but Boone is definitely going to get those touches. Sometimes you got to worry about that two-back spread where they go with Boone and Ham back there, and then Ham ends up getting the handoff. But, I mean, for the most part, bro, you should be good. Do I go Ronald Jones or Joe Mixon as my RB2 this week? Go Joe Mixon. Ronald Jones has been trash. He's came in, he was good, and then lately he hasn't been that great. Go ahead and go with Mixon. Panthers Colts. Christian McCaffrey definite start. A lot of people have been worrying about DJ Moore. And should they start DJ Moore? There's a lot of chatter about Will Grier coming in, and he's supposedly going to be playing this game. I've been hearing rumors. I'm not exactly sure about that. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything concrete about Will Grier getting the start, to be honest. So barring, like, if it's still Kyle Allen in the lineup, yeah, you're starting DJ Moore. But yeah, until I have confirmation, I don't think that Moore should have much regression. But yeah, definitely a good flex play for you there. I like him. But I mean, hopefully, like I said, yep. So yeah, Will Grier is starting. So yeah, J Love confirms it. You're the sixth person today that's told me. So yeah, Will Grier is going to be the starter. Saw the report Tuesday saying Grier is in. So maybe you get a little bit of regression there. Maybe that be it a reason that pulls you away from starting DJ Moore. And if that's the case, send me your flex options, and we can see about talking you off the ledge. What is good, QC? But I understand if you're iffy on the DJ Moore start. As far as the Colts, I'm gonna say we're not rolling with Ty. I'm still saying we're not rolling with Ty, guys. Ty looked atrocious last week. He couldn't even jump for a ball that was barely overthrown above his head. He couldn't even jump up and grab it. So let's just stop with. I feel let's just stop with the Ty chatter. Sure, Zach Pascal. I mean, Carolina defense is significantly different than that of the Texans, but let's yeah, we're holding out on Ty, guys. If you want to be high on Zach Pascal as well, be my guest. I'm not rushing to put him into a starting lineup, especially if I got an A.J. Brown, if I got a Deebo Samuel, if I got an Anthony Miller, if I got one of those other guys, Rashad Breeland, that just have better upside, in my opinion, than Zach Pascal. Zach Pascal's upside is at his best when Ty is healthy and is at a full decoy state. Cortland Sutton, DJ Shark, or Mike Williams as my flex play. Cortland Sutton, dude. Cortland Sutton. Do I think J.J. Watt will retire from the Texans? I think he'll retire as a Texan, but not anytime soon. I mean, I think he has a couple more seasons left. I think Watt has a couple more seasons left. Bengals, Dolphins. Devontae Parker. He's been kind of, still banged up. You could start Joe Mixon. Likely likely there's not a whole lot of investment in this game for you in a championship matchup. I've told people I'm not high on Laird. Gaston, I'm not high on anyone here. Sure, yeah, roll Boyd, roll Parker, if healthy, if need be, but more than likely, giving analytics and us knowing, us looking at the numbers of what people have on their fantasy lineups, there's not really a whole lot for me to talk to in that game, unless you're asking me about one of like the toilet bowl matchups. Usually that's where those players are in those. As far as championship matchup, I mean, not many people are having those guys. Steelers defense is absolutely starvable. When we talk about Steelers Jets, you need the Steelers defense, but that complicates things. I have Lindsey starting. Dude, what do you do? You're in a championship round and you got those people? What the fuck? Saints, so as of right now, I have him benched. Jordan Love, you'll have to show me or message me what it is that you're looking at, because, like, first it was complete and total sense with Sutton, Shark, and Williams. But why is Lindsey, Derrick Henry, or Kenyon Drake? Why not start both of those? Why not go RB1, RB2 for both of those? Start them both. Start them both. You should. There's no reason why both those guys should not be in your lineup for a fantasy championship. I don't give a damn who neither of them are facing. Word, Koo, word. So yeah, Steelers defense absolutely startable. Le'Veon Bell, you more than likely are not in the playoffs or in the championship, but sure, if he's on your roster, yeah, let him loose. Really, when we're talking about this game, we're just talking about the defense. I'm advising. People have asked me today all day on Twitter, yo, am I firing up James Conner now? And the answer's no. What about if Juju plays? The answer's no. You've made it this far without those guys. You don't need them now, because by now other pieces on your roster have done work for you. Hey, Ron, we're gonna be talking about Super Bowl later. We're gonna be talking about Super Bowl later tonight for Rumboyz After Dark. But I'd love to see the Ravens in it. Ravens Seahawks would be pretty dope. Lions Broncos. Everybody's asking about Kenny Golladay. Kenny Galladay's another guy that I'm kind of drawn back on. But I am going to state that if you have him and that's your best play, then go ahead and put him in play. David Blau is fucking just ugh. I can't stand watching this guy play quarterback, but it is what it is. The Lions' backfield is scarce, so there's no need to worry about any of those guys because they all suck. Kenny Galladay's the only one worth talking about there. Cortland Sutton, if he's available in your lineup, absolute must start. The Broncos' backfield, I felt like I haven't had to talk about them on this show in forever, especially in terms of a fantasy sense. So, not relying on either of those guys either. This is one of those where you look at the matchup, and then we got to look at what these guys have been doing all season, and what they've done for us, and we got to think about painting our perfect fantasy championship lineup and what that looks like. You know, and my perfect fantasy championship lineup doesn't involve any of the Broncos in it, unless it's Cortland Sutton. And even so, I don't have him in any of the leagues that I'm in the championship in. Or that I even made it remotely close in. Raiders, Chargers, Darren Waller's made me but I guess, yeah, play him. Tyrell Williams, not on. Nope, I'm going to say sit. There's other guys on the waiver wire that have been more consistent in these following weeks, in these weeks lately, that I prefer to start over them. Eckler Gordon, cool. I'll tune in. Hell yeah. Rumboyz After Dark. It's gonna be lit. Rumboyz After Dark is gonna be lit tonight. I can't wait to have a beer. Keenan Allen, once again, other guys that I feel like are, I'd start Perryman at this point over Keenan Allen, It's just I'm just not digging it. I mean, it's an easy matchup when you count the fact that Oakland doesn't have corners. So, I mean, we take that into account. Maybe you roll with that. Cowboys, Eagles. Now, I have seen some people with Dak in their lineups. Cool, run it. But I think that the Cowboys are going to run the ball a lot in this one, so that they can secure that win. Even though Dak has led the league in passing this year, you got to give it to the Ewok in the backfield, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. By the way, no Star Wars spoilers. Got to give it to Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's going to be running like a madman against the Philadelphia Eagles. The only person for the Philadelphia Eagles that's startable is Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, and even still, I'm starting Ertz over Goddard. Big players play in big games and big moments, and they come up big, and he's going to have to come up big against the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. Sip it again. We need that RB sponsorship. My ass picked up David Blau mad quick and didn't even use him. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a guy that you were never going to use, good old Pete. I'll be on and off different streams, be back. Hey, no worries, bro, no worries. Hell, I appreciate that you even tune in, man. For real. But so yeah, I mean that's what we're looking at in that matchup. Amari Cooper's playable. But I mean who's more importantly playable in that game is Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup has been going off for the Cowboys this year, so I like him as a play as well at the flex. Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, Chris Carson, Tyler Lockett. We're rolling with those boys. We're rolling with Russell Wilson. All those guys, all starts. Jacob Hollister, depending on how your tight end position is looking, and how your league is looking around the tight end position, he could be a start if seriously heavily needed. Let's see. Do I trust Kyler Murray in this game? Not fantasy-wise. I don't. Any of the Cardinals receivers am I looking at in this game? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. There's no one that I'm heavily pressed on heading into the game and having it in my lineup from the Cardinals, So this is all, in terms of fantasy football, this is all Seahawks sided in terms of that game. Okay, like I said, Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, Tyler Lockett, DK is startable. DK Metcalf is startable, especially now there's no Josh Gordon there. By the way, everyone was panicking. Oh my gosh, what do I do with DK Metcalf? The Seahawks got Josh Gordon. And then he got high, and then he got high, and then he got high, and now, like DK's value was never even affected. It was never even affected. I was still starting DK while everyone else was running around. I will buy a crop top if Zeke wins me the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, Quavo. Yeah, the Cowboys are not so good. I don't know if you went over cold, guys. But man, oh man, Nelson Aguilar is a big no. Dude has been underwhelming. Oh, Nelson Aguilar is trash. He's been trash since he's entered the league. Green Bay Packers and Vikings. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been that great at fantasy football this year. There's guys like Breeze, Tannehill, Winston, Lamar Jackson. I would start all four of those over Aaron Rodgers right now. I'd even start Dak over Aaron Rodgers right now in fantasy football. So with that being said, I start Kirk Cousins over Aaron Rodgers in fantasy football. Actually, Kirk Cousins is a startable piece in this game. Matt Boone, like we talked about, you got to worry about Ham maybe taking away a couple of touches. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. Irv Smith has came along pretty strong, deeper leagues, you know. Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is an interesting target. I'm gonna say someone's gonna have to go off tomorrow. It could be a Bisbee Johnson day, or I'm sorry, Monday night. It could be a Bisbee Johnson day. It could be, a Stephon Diggs night. You never know. Alexander Madison is questionable, but to my knowledge, he is not going to be playing. So it is going to be all Matt Boone. Once again, Boone is startable. Devontae Adams, sure, we could toss him out there and just pray that he goes big for us. But this Minnesota defense, to me, they're better than the Vikings defense. And I think they're going to give the Vikings defense is going to give the Green Bay offense a big run for their money. And I think that the Vikings can even pull away and win this one. Aaron Jones, startable, of course. You got to start him. Go big or go home, right? I mean, just really our only question mark is if we're starting Stephon Diggs, and that's going to depend on what other receivers that you have. I can almost guarantee, hi, bye, much love. What is good, Dragon's Butterfly? No worries. We're about to end here soon. Fitzpatrick is trash. That's a huge break for DK. Imagine if Gordon became a star. DK might be forgotten. No, that was not going to happen. That was definitely not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs, the only question mark. I'm hearing that Thielen's going to be back healthy. So that could, kind of make or break the outcome of Diggs' fantasy production. So I mean, send me you guys' rosters, especially if you guys have some of those receivers that I'm kind of questionable on, and we'll work together and we'll pick through. But I'm absolutely stating that there are guys out there on waivers that you should be going out, you should be picking up. I am a fan of you rolling out there with stacks, to get double the points in your leagues, and that's really my starts and sits, for fantasy championship weekend, Anthony Miller's a great. Yep, Rumboyz After Dark. Rumboyz After Dark about to come up here in about an hour. But yeah, I just wanted to come live to you guys, and I wanted to bring you my fantasy starts and sits, and answer some of you guys' questions to make sure I got you guys taken care of as much as possible. Before I take the field tomorrow and I'm gone for a whole day and I'm not going to be able to help. I wanted to at least do something to make sure that we did help. So I wish everyone the best of luck. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly. I'm going to see you guys later tonight for Rumboyz After Dark. Peace.